Amidst this exterior of normalcy, within Venkataraman stirred questions most children usually didn't ponder. Every night, as he lay on his mat, the twinkling stars would beckon him with a silent whisper. "Who are you?" The vast cosmos seemed to hold a secret, and young Venkataraman felt its pull. One faithful day, as the sun cast its midday glow, an unexpected and overwhelming fear gripped him. A fear of death. It wasn't brought about by any external event or tragedy. It was an existential dread that suddenly consumed his young heart. Most would have tried to shake off such a feeling or distract themselves, but not Venkataraman. He was determined to face it. Retreating to a quiet spot in his home, he lay down, eyes closed, and simulated his own death. He imagined the life force leaving his body, the world moving on without him, the rituals and finality of it all. In that intense and raw confrontation with mortality, a profound realization dawned upon him. He felt detached from his body, yet more alive than ever. The boundaries that defined him dissolved, and in their place arose a boundless, eternal consciousness. The fear of death vanished, replaced by an indescribable peace. In the vast cosmos of existence, he pondered, who is it that fears death? Who am I? But when he arose from his trance-like state, the world around him hadn't changed, but he had. The games that once amused him now seemed trivial. The routines of daily life felt like mere shadows of a deeper reality he had touched. His family and friends couldn't understand this sudden transformation. They'd whisper amongst themselves, "What has happened to Venkataraman?" His mother, with a concerned frown, would often ask if he felt well, while his friends would coax him to join their games, trying to bring back the boy they once knew. But Venkataraman was on a different path now, beckoned by a cosmic question that would shape the course of his life. The ordinary boy from Tiruchutsi had begun his extraordinary journey into the heart of existence. Chapter 2: The Mountain's Call. The sacred mountain of Arunachala stood majestic against the horizon, its silhouette a beacon for spiritual seekers. Tales of its sanctity had permeated the lore of the land, whispering of its power to those who listened closely enough. For Venkataraman, the mountain wasn't just a geographic landmark, it was a siren song, echoing in the chambers of his heart. Without a word to anyone, he packed a small bundle, leaving behind everything familiar: his home, his family, the streets of Tiruchutsi. With every step towards Arunachala, the weight of his past seemed to lighten. The mountain's aura beckoned him, and he felt an inexplicable bond, as if they were old friends meeting after lifetimes. Upon reaching the foothills, Venkataraman could sense the timelessness of Arunachala. The air was different here, charged with an energy that tingled on his skin and resonated within his soul. He found solace in the mountain's silent caves, where the walls seemed to breathe ancient wisdom. Here, Venkataraman delved deeper into his meditations, each day peeling away layers of illusion, revealing the luminous core of his being. The mountain's serene ambiance amplified his connection to the divine. Each rock, each tree, whispering secrets of the cosmos. Arunachala is not just a mountain, he'd often murmur in moments of profound realization. It's the very heartbeat of the universe, echoing within every soul. But the deeper he journeyed within, the more the outer world began to take notice. Word spread about a young sage with piercing eyes who radiated an otherworldly peace. Pilgrims, sages, and seekers began to make their way to Arunachala, hoping to sit at Venkataraman's feet, seeking a fragment of the truth he embodied. The caves that once echoed with profound silence now buzzed with whispers and conversations. Genuine seekers with earnest questions sat alongside skeptics who doubted the authenticity of the young sage. They challenged his insights, seeking flaws, contradictions. But Venkataraman, now known to many as Ramana, would simply smile, answering not just with words, but with a presence that was a testament to his realization. However, the influx of visitors brought its own set of challenges. The tranquility of his solitude was frequently interrupted. Every moment became a dance between deep introspection and addressing the seekers who approached him. While the genuine queries of truth seekers fueled his spirit, the skepticism of doubters tested his patience. Yet, through it all, Arunachala stood as a silent guardian, its presence a constant reminder of the eternal, unchanging truth. The mountain and the sage had become inseparable, one echoing the stillness of the universe, and the other embodying its profound mysteries. Chapter 3. Silence Speaks Loudest. Amidst the spiritual heartland of Tamil Nadu, an ashram grew organically around Ramana Maharshi. The air vibrated with a unique energy, tinged with the scent of burning incense and the subtle undercurrents of spiritual inquiry. Every corner echoed with whispers. Every shadow bore witness to profound realizations. The ashram, like the sage at its center, was an oasis for souls seeking answers. But while Ramana Maharshi's words were like a balm for many, it was in his silences that the most profound wisdom lay. It was said that in his presence, even the most restless minds found tranquility. A businessman from the bustling city of Mumbai, trapped in the labyrinth of material pursuits, once visited the ashram. With furrowed brows he confessed, "Maharshi, my wealth seems meaningless. I feel an emptiness I cannot describe." Ramana simply looked at him, the depth of his gaze piercing through layers of the man's ego and fears. They sat in silence, the cacophony of the man's internal turmoil meeting the stillness of Ramana's being. When the businessman left, his gaze was lighter, his eyes clearer. No words had been exchanged, but a profound understanding had been imparted. In another corner of the ashram, a grieving mother, her eyes shadowed with sorrow, clutched a faded photograph of her departed child. Her voice quivered as she spoke of her unbearable pain. Ramana, taking the photograph gently, placed it beside him and beckoned the woman closer. They sat together, lost in a world beyond words. Tears streamed down her face, not of grief, but of a deep-seated peace. Her heart, though scarred, began its journey towards healing in that enveloping silence. A renowned scholar, his life dedicated to dissecting scriptures and debating philosophy, approached the sage with skepticism. "What is this reality you speak of? How do you validate it?" he questioned, his tone borderline confrontational. Instead of a direct response, Ramana invited the scholar to sit beside him. Hours passed. The world around them continued its dance. When the scholar finally rose, his face reflected not the arrogance of knowledge, but the humility of true wisdom. Once again, silence had been the truest teacher. Ramana Maharshi's life was a testament to the transformative power of inner inquiry. He emphasized the potent question, "Who am I?" nudging seekers towards realization into the soft, welcoming depths of slumber. With every breath, feel yourself becoming a part of the night's tapestry, woven with dreams and drenched in peace. Here, in this space, you are adored beyond measure, a cherished part of the universe, drifting into the deepest, most nourishing sleep. As I leave you now in this blissful state, remember that this peace, this love, is always here for you, as a constant as stars above, and as close as